two of the best guards in the league going at it today, Grant. Is there a bit of bragging rights on the line?
You know, maybe not for the players themselves, BA, but the fans will absolutely use this game as evidence when they argue why their guy is the best.
Now here's Embiid. Nice start for him, sinking his first shot.
2 strong points from Embiid. His MO is to own the painted area.
Outside White. And he banks in the layup.
Nice way to start the game. That's where you'd like to get your shots from.
Now Philadelphia with it. Here's Edgecombe. Pass to Maxey. Beyond the arc. Boston pulls it in.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
To the inside. Kata. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
One shot.
And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has been everything, Grant.
Oh, my. His growth, both with his play, but also with his leadership, has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy that really helps pull this team together.
Here's Edgecombe. They set the pick. The free ball. Tatum pulls it in. To the middle. And Boston pushing it up now. Kata gets the bucket.
That was execution to perfection. Textbook transition offense.
And it results in the highest percentage look you're going to get.
Now here's Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Just 5 to shoot. Ooh, nothing falling for them right now. For Boston, they've gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Now Tatum from downtown sinks the tray.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
It's really a team effort out there right now, which is great to see. No one wants to be the weak link.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Philadelphia has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Pass to Edgecombe. George for 3. Hits the trifecta.
They're capable of shooting 40% from deep for a season. Paul George is steady from downtown.
Outside, Brown. And there's a pick. The 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. George passes to Barlow. Here's Edgecombe, defended by Brown. That one goes in.
Now that's what I call great basketball. Finding a way to get all the way inside.
That's exactly what they wanted on that trip. Get something close to the basket, something easy.
Tatum feeling it out a bit. Tries the spin move. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Celtics.
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
Well, from the start, they've been making quality passes offensively, and that is reflected in their assist number.
Just money from the line. Tatum knows the importance of making free throws.
76ers trail by 6. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. I wondered what Coach has in store for PG tonight. Hopefully a low-scoring game, Coach Joe. Going on to say, we'll throw some aggressive defenses his way, but we also have to play him well when he's off the ball. It's a tricky assignment, so Coach is aware this is going to be a challenge for his team. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Yep, that one's good.
With his feet set, Tatum's going to make you pay.
And Maxi's got the ball here for Philadelphia. Pass to Embiid. White against Maxi. Kata pulls it in.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
76ers trail by 8. Outside Maxi. Here's Barlow, hounded by Tatum. For 3, George. They get it again. And Embiid throws it down.
And that's the hunger that Embiid plays with. He just gobbles up the miss and goes back up for the score.
Pass to Tatum. Launches a 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. And here's Embiid. Nifty move. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Well, we have a chance to hear from Shams Charania. He's calling in right now. Shams, great to have you on, bud.
Thanks. Well, Joel Embiid rarely wanted to share all of his cards, but coming off of what he called the most important offseason of his life, he said he cares about how he'll be remembered in the game of basketball, and he understands what remains to be done.
Chasing that ring. Shams, appreciate the report. And the first one at the line is good. Well, Grant, if you had to say, is there anything you think is underrated about Embiid?
You know, B.A., I think it's his intelligence. Joel's a heady player. Sometimes big men don't get enough credit for their smarts on the court. Embiid knows the game.
And the 76ers making a change here. Grimes is checked in. And Embiid drops them both.
And having a big man like him who's efficient from the line used to be a luxury, but it's becoming more and more common.
Here's Tatum. The kick out to White. Right side Brown. Shot clock at 6. Tatum from long range. Fires in the triple. Tatum's got 11 points.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
Philadelphia moving it around. For 3, George buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
They set a pick. Pass to Tatum. Jacks up a 3. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. He's got 14.
You got to respect the response from Tatum. I mean, this guy just loves to compete.
George scanning the floor. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Boston leading by 7 to the paint. Here's Tatum. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Maxi. Here's Edgecombe. Down low. Fires from deep. And Maxi the bucket on the assist from Embiid.
And just so good at playing at high speed. Maxi gets the ball and takes the fast shot.
Left side, Brown. Over Edgecombe. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's George. Banked it in off the glass. And that's now 8 points for Paul George.
Yeah, muscling his way for the bucket. George doing what he does best.
Outside White. There's a screen. The three is up. Paul George pulls down the board. The 76ers have gone 7 of 14 and looking in control. The six-footer. Rebound Boston.
Oh, what a great look, but an even better contest. That's how you shut down the painted area.
Here's Hauser. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Celtics lead by 4. White against Maxey. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
Oh, a high motor in close to the rim. Maxey finding a window and converting.
There's a screen. Pass to Tatum. Fires for 3. The rebound by Maxey.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Back to Grimes. Now here's Embiid. The fader. Again, Philadelphia.
Yeah, the big man Embiid just capable of sticking it from these in-between spots.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Vucevic, he's checked in for Queta. Walsh comes in for Tatum. Shireman's checked in for Hauser. And Pritchard is subbed in for Brown. And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. Outside White. Pass to Shireman. Now White. Fade away. It's hauled in by Oubre. White's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. It's George on the wing. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Boston's shooting 53%, setting the tone right from the opening tip. Pritchard, the pass to White. Picked by Vucevic. Three-pointer. Misses another, just 1 of 4 from the floor. Well, the 76ers shooting a solid 50% in the opening quarter. Lowry outside. Now Oubre. Out to Lowry. From behind the arc. The rebound, Celtics. Outside Pritchard. Pass to White. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Vucevic. And count that. 2 points and a chance for 1 more at the line.
And that's just big man strength from Vucevic, continuing to prove just how tough he is to stop.
Boston shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. Walker, he's checked in for the Sixers. Watford comes in for Lowry.
One shot.
You love a big man like Vucevic. Puts in the effort to keep improving. For example, look at what he's done with his perimeter shooting.
Now here's Watford. Pass to Grimes. The 3. That shot missing. Celtics lead by 3. Here's Shireman. And here's Pritchard. Blocked! And he recovers it. Here's Vucevic. And it's Bona with a rebound.
Well, he got the shot he loves, and the defense should honestly be relieved. He didn't punish them for being a little bit soft there in the mid-range. Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And the Celtics making a change here. Tatum's checked in. Philadelphia also making some changes. Embiid, he's checked in for Bona. Edwards comes in for Walker. And Terry subbed in for Watford. That one misses for Oubre. The Celtics shooting well so far at 48%. Three-pointer. And the basket by Shireman.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Outside Grimes. Fades away. That's good from Embiid on the assist by Oubre. Embiid's got 10.
Come on. I mean, what can you do defensively? Embiid is pretty much impossible to guard when his jumper is on.
Well, for what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
76ers trail by 4. Outside Grimes. Pass to Oubre. Here's Terry. On target from range.
They keep trading punches. Both teams in a groove early.
Well, if you love high-scoring games, you came to the right place.
Here's Shireman. And here's Tatum. Takes a three. And Grimes pulls it down. 34 seconds left in the first quarter here. Embiid, high post. 23 seconds left to play in the first. So they take the lead. 12 points for him.
Flat out dominant. Joel Embiid having his way tonight.
Tatum against Edwards. Tatum with it. Vucevic, a screen on Edwards. Pass to Pritchard. Here's the three. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. And the Celtics lead by 2. And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Celtics. He's found his range, hitting 3 triples in the quarter. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And time for us to get back into it here in Game 1. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, it's simple. I mean, they started off strong, and they've been hot from beyond the arc since the get-go.
When you spread the floor and force defenses to close out to the three-point line, it's going to create driving lanes.
Well, the 76ers shooting it with confidence. 54% so far. And here's Lowry from the arc. Down low. Embiid puts it in.
Yeah, getting aggressive in the paint. Look at Joel putting his size to work.
Outside Tatum. Vucevic, a screen on Edwards. There's Tatum with the three. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Lowry outside. Here's Grimes. Offline with a three. And for Boston, they're shooting a nice 50% for the game. Tim, we've seen the offensive game of Quentin Grimes go through the roof.
Yeah, B.A., he is playing with major confidence right now. In high school and college, he was a lead guard, and that comfortability with the ball is evident.
Now here's Lowry. No made baskets yet. Here's Embiid. Again, Philadelphia.
He must have visualized this one because everything is falling.
Here's Shireman. Vucevic, a screen on Edwards. Here's Tatum. Three-pointer, Vucevic. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got 3 assists now in this one. Pass to Embiid. And how about that? 8 for 9 now. Oh, another lead change. 6 total in the first half.
And this is the battle we were hoping to see.
Lowry against Pritchard. Here's Tatum. There's the three. And Tatum drills the three.
It's not surprising to see Tatum taking over offensively. I mean, he's capable of doing this on a nightly basis.
And the shot goes down. Embiid's got 8 points in the quarter.
That's been the story of their offense so far, getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Tatum against Edwards. Now here's Tatum. He's covered closely. Inside. Here's Vucevic. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got rebound number 8 now. Lowry surveys the D. Pass to Oubre. Fires the 3. Edwards for 3. Boston pulls it in. Here's Shireman. Now Vucevic. And the Celtics tack on 2 more.
Just a threat from all 3 levels. Nicola can hit from the inside, outside, and in between.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And some changes here for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown comes in for Walsh, and Derek White subbed in for Shireman. Philadelphia also making some changes. George, he's checked in for Edwards, and it's Tyrese Maxey in for Lowry. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Maxey on the wing. He's got 5. Here's Embiid. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And that's now 22 points for Joel Embiid.
No one there to contest. Didn't really need the fade.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 19. White for 3. The rebound by Maxey. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Out to Oubre. George outside. Embiid a screen on Tatum. George for 3. Boston pulls it in. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds now. Right side Brown. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. Boston shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. Edgecombe, he's checked in for Oubre.
Mind the lane. Mind the lane. No shot.
Well, Grant, offense is trying to stretch the D to the breaking point, but it goes beyond just 3-point shooting.
Yeah, there's how you position on the perimeter, but, you know, then you also want that vertical spacing, too, where you have a lob threat at the rim.
Embiid passes to Maxey. Lets a floater go. Good. And the assist to Embiid. Maxey's got 7 points.
Yeah, just another shot in Maxey's arsenal. He becomes harder and harder to defend.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey guys, Jaylen Brown never loses confidence. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla said he has great short-term memory. If he misses a shot, it never affects the next one. You can't shake him. I just love his poise and his ability to attack. Brown said, every time I take the floor, I want to be aggressive. Guys, back to you.
You love that confidence. Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. 76ers trail by 3. Outside Maxey. Screen by Embiid. Puts up a 3. Boston pulls it in. Vucevic finds Tatum. Outside White. Now Tatum. He's got 21. For 3. Paul George pulls down the board. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. To the paint. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That one on Tatum.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
So far, Grant, we've seen some encouraging intangibles from VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, you know, he reminds me of Victor Oladipo or even a Dwayne Wade physically. Just an explosive athlete. And I love the way he uses that strength and quickness at the defensive end of the floor.
The first free throw is good. Cadis checked in for Boston. Hauser comes in for Pritchard. Good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's White. On the wing, Tatum. Six on the shot clock. Hey, strong move, Tatum.
Off contact, but just a beautiful shot by Tatum. He's added so much strength through the years.
Pass to Edgecombe. Philadelphia moving it around. George for three. Philadelphia with another miss.
Well, if you take low percentage shots, you are going to have difficulty making them.
Tatum from long range. Joel Embiid with the board. Embiid's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Here's Edgecombe. Outside Grimes. Fires the three. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist. Embiid's got 4 assists in the game.
What a beautiful look. Attacking the defense and then kicking it outside.
Now here's Hauser. Tatum from long range. Tatum with the three-point answer.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
And when you give up a three, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Here's Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
At 7 feet tall, Embiid looks to dunk often, especially when he's got good positioning.
Outside Tatum. Back to Brown. Pass to Hauser. The three is up. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. To the inside. Outside Maxey. This one for three. Embiid. Ooh, nasty putback from Embiid.
No surprise Embiid was all over that one. He's a tough guy to root out of there once he establishes position.
Brown scanning the floor. Brown draws the double. White finds Brown. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Tatum. Rebound by Philadelphia. Outside Grimes. Pass to Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. Outside Maxey. Takes the three. Hits the three-pointer. And it's a 4-point Philadelphia lead.
Ooh, the range of Maxey is pretty impressive. He is consistent from beyond the arc.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Pritchard's checked in for Boston. Philadelphia also making some changes. Barlow comes in for Joel Embiid, and it's Kelly Oubre in for Grimes. Celtics trail by 4. Outside White. And here's Brown for three. Bullseye! Jaylen Brown!
Even when Brown shooting quickly, he's not rushing. He takes his time with his release.
Outside Oubre. Back to Maxey. There's the triple. Boston with a rebound. Kidd has got 4 rebounds now. And for Boston, they're shooting just around 47% in the second quarter. Outside, Brown. Hauser passes to Queta. Now here's Pritchard. And here's Brown for 3. It's hauled in by Oubre. George finds Oubre. And here is Maxey. Lets it go from deep. He drains it. Made half his shots. He's 5 for 10 now.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
Outside White. Back to Pritchard. Outside Brown. Let's go with a 3. Rebound by Philadelphia.
Well, I love the confidence. Keep shooting it. Eventually, he's got to start making some, right?
Pritchard against Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. There's a screen from outside the arc. No luck on that one. Celtics trail by 4. Outside White. Back to Brown. Shot from the wing. Queta, pass to Brown. Hey, Brown in traffic.
Can't pin the blame on the defense. Sometimes Brown makes challenging shots right in your face.
Outside Maxey. George outside from the arc. The shot no good. And so it's Boston with it. Pass to Queta. Nice ball movement by Boston. Brown against Oubre. Now Hauser. 4-3. It's hauled in by Oubre.
Yeah, so many times we will see shooters of any caliber miss that wide open 3.
2-second difference between shot and game clock. Maxey, that's good. Maxey's got 15 points.
His arrow's been trending up as of late, and he's been magnificent tonight.
Brown in the high post. Jaylen Brown gets it to fall.
They will take that shot every time down the floor if they could. It's just great execution.
Joel Embiid, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the 76ers. Totaling 26 points and showing no signs of letting up anytime soon. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Greetings, one and all, the postseason drama we love, and no disappointment here as it's a close game so far for the Boston Celtics.
They better be grateful for their bench. The reserves are showing up in a big way.
The others you always talk about, big fella, taking some pressure off the starters here. Looking at how the Celtics are doing in this series, I'm curious. You guys both played in a lot of playoff games. What's a game one like?
To me, it's the most important game of the series. A chance to come out strong, set the tone, Ernie, like getting everyone on notice. And game ones are really the best chance for the underdog to sneak in and steal a win.
Yeah, you say that, Kenny, because you're the underdog around here. You better not be stealing nothing away from me. Stay away from my snacks. I'm the alpha.
Well, glad the whole pack was able to weigh in on that one. Glad you could join us. Brian Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. What else can you say? Joel Embiid, an impressive effort here today.
And just halfway through this contest, he's already registered a double-double.
For most guys, that's a night's work. It shows you how dominant he's been to this point.
And Brown has got the ball here for Boston. 2-point game. Hauser outside for the lead. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. Hauser's gone 1 for 4 from the field. Pass to George. Counted. 10 points for him.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
The Celtics shooting 47% in this one. Looking efficient. Outside Tatum. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. And he's gone 1 for 1 in the game so far at the line. And that one falls for Tatum. Tim, you got into the NBA media very quickly after your playing days. Were you naturally drawn to this side of the game?
Well, B.A., I think I always saw the game as a coach would, trying to watch all 10 players at the same time. So for me, the ability to stay connected to the game while also talking about it and hopefully teaching people really is what's drawn me to it from the beginning.
And no suffering the L from the broadcast table.
That's for sure. You don't have to have any sleepless nights.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
Molding himself into one of the most dominant centers in the league, Embiid has really come into his own.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Boston trailing. Down low. George against Tatum. For the lead. It's rebounded by Edgecombe. Edgecombe's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Maxey. Here's Embiid. Clock at 6. From 18 feet away, Boston pulls it in. Hauser's got 4 rebounds in the game. Boston has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Left side Tatum. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way though. Tatum's got 31.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Here's Embiid. Shot blocked. And here's Brown. 10 points for him. Pass to Keita. Over Embiid. And Boston again with the bucket.
Very difficult to stop team play when the ball's moving. Excellent find with the pass to create that scoring opportunity.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Up top, Embiid. Pass to Edgecombe. 6 to shoot. From deep. Boston with a rebound. Cade has got his 7th rebound here tonight. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 from the field in this third quarter. Outside White. Launches it. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Now it's a 5-point Celtic lead.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
Here's Edgecombe. Embiid, a screen on Brown. Can they get it? The kick out to Maxey. Lets the 3 fly. Drops in the 3. Maxey's got 18 points in the game.
Well, the corner 3, no challenge for Maxey. I mean, the dude can straight up shoot from deep.
And here's Brown for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Outside Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Here's Edgecombe. Launches it. Kata pulls it in. Kata's got 8 rebounds in the game to the middle.
An ascending superstar, Tatum has really honed in on what he does best on the offensive end.
On the night, he's 2 for 2 at the stripe. He misses the free throw. Legs, when you're watching a young team play, what are the things you're looking for?
Well, look, a lot of teams have young players who are focused on making a name for themselves, but I like to see unselfishness. Those guys who can play with a team-first winning mindset, those are the guys that you keep long-term.
Play D, do the dirty work, stay in the rotation.
About sums it up.
And he's good on the second. 76ers trail by 3. Maxey with it. 18 points for him. Screen by Embiid. Puts up a 3. The rebound by Jason Tatum.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again.
Hauser outside. 4 on the clock. Boston, no good that time either. The 76ers have gotten only 2 of 7 shots to go in the third quarter. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks, Brian. The Sixers are trying to pull it all together. Joel Embiid said, "We still can compete for a championship, but this is going to take time. We have a lot of talent, but we still have to go out and actually do it. It's just hard. We've got a pretty good chance to accomplish something. Guys?"
It's all about health. All right, Allie, thanks a lot.
At 6'8" with a nice release point, Tatum's jumper is a tough one to disrupt.
Maxey feeling it out a bit. Outside Grimes for the tie. Hauser grabs the board. Hauser's got 5 rebounds tonight. Outside, Brown. Over Edgecombe. Again, the Celtics good for 2 more. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Trailing by 5. Philadelphia moving it around. Oh, nice shot by Grimes. Grimes has got 6.
What was the defense thinking? I mean, that's the wrong guy to leave open.
Outside White. On the wing, Tatum. Tatum knocks it down. He's locked in right now.
And Jason Tatum was fearless on that finish. went right through the contact.
How about the motor of Tyrese Maxey, Tim? He just does not quit ever.
Well, he's one of those guys who tracks the most miles run during games. Maxey probably wears out his shoes faster than anyone. Sharp turns, hard cuts. He's always on the move.
Now here's Brown. He's got 12. Pass to Tatum. Back to Brown. Takes a three. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Tatum's got his 5th assist in this one.
Every coach in this league loves assisted baskets. It indicates your offense is flowing the way it's supposed to.
So Nick Nurse has decided to call a timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Keita. '76ers trail by 7. Pass to Embiid. Back to Maxey. And here's Embiid, covered by Vucevic. And Tyrese Maxey gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he's leading the charge for them. But let's be honest, he needs more help if they're going to get out in front.
He's doing everything he can to keep him in this game, finding good looks.
Boston leading by 5. White, the pass to Tatum. Shot on the wing. Rebound by the 76ers. Edgecombe's got 5 rebounds in the game. Now here's Maxey. 18 points for him. George outside. From outside the arc. Drains the triple. And now just a 2-point Boston lead.
Such a pure score. If George finds his shot, it's almost as good as in.
Hauser outside. White coming through.
And that is a high-quality shot. You will take it every time from that close.
Here's Embiid. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. Embiid's got 31.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Tatum against George. Now here's Tatum. Tight defense on him. Oh, Tatum taking flight.
Poor rim. Tatum plays with such an edge.
76ers trail by 4. Outside Maxey. Back to George. Outside Grimes. Over to the left wing. Here's Embiid. Boston pulls it in. Tatum's got his 6th rebound on the night. Vucevic, the pass to Tatum. Brown, a screen on George. Pass to Brown. From deep. Counted. That's his 7th basket of the game in 14 tries.
Well, he is really filling it up, but also keeping others involved.
Outside Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. For 3, George. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Brown inside. George defending. And Tatum cashes in from the corner.
Yeah, stretching that defense all the way to the sidelines. Tatum with a nice shot.
George outside. They set the screen to end the run. And he drains it, making him 7 for 15 for the day.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Now here's Hauser. There's Tatum with the 3. The rebound by Maxey. Here's Edgecombe. He's guarded by White. Pass to George. Now Embiid. Late clock, the Sixers need to put one up here. The three from Edgecombe. Tatum pulls it in. Celtics lead by 7. Left side, White. Here's Tatum. Embiid covers. Tatum against Embiid. Now here's Tatum. He's closely guarded. And it's good. 2 points. Tatum's got 43 points.
Well, he's having a huge night, and so is this offense, just rolling right now.
George outside. The 3-ball. Boston pulls it in. There's 53 seconds left in the third. Here's White. Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball.
Miscommunication oftentimes leads to turnovers. That's something they'll want to discuss.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Walsh is checked in for Hauser. Shireman comes in for Brown. And Pritchard is subbed in for Derek White. 76ers trail by 9. Pass to Grimes. Fires for 3. He can't get it to go. Boston's gone 4 of 9 from beyond the arc since the break. Now Pritchard. It's stolen. Outside Grimes. Here's Beauchamp. The 3 is up. Sends it home from three-point land. Beauchamp's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside Pritchard. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And we've reached the end of the third. Celtics out in front, leading by 6. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter when we return.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Well, the vision, the placement of the pass, and then the timing. You just can't do it any better.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. Watford the pass to Embiid. Down low, Oubre. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist.
Yeah, and Embiid is smart to keep his options open. No reason he has to complete every play.
Right side Pritchard. Outside Tatum. Clock at 6. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the Celtics?
They've been all about high percentage looks in this game, working the ball inside and doing whatever it takes to get it to go.
And they are racking up the assist totals because they're moving the ball selflessly. You're seeing great chemistry out there.
That's good from Pritchard. Here's Watford. Pass to Embiid. Count it, and the foul. It's going to belong to Nikola Vucevic.
He's so tough to stop. Even when you hit Embiid, he possesses the strength to muscle shots in.
What's up?
free free throw, no good. Celtics lead by 5. Pritchard with it. Watford covering. It's Tatum working inside.
And it only makes sense to give him the rock again. He put the team on his back all game.
Well, the volume has been there, but so has the efficiency, which is why they're in control of this game.
Here's Grimes. Here's Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
And this is something he does all too well. Great position for the putback there.
And I like how he doesn't think twice about passing it out. Just going right for the slam.
Well, defensively, you've got to put a body on him. That guy will ruin you on the offensive glass.
76ers trail by 5. It's Edwards on the wing. And here's Watford. Back to Oubre. Pass to Embiid. Oh, Embiid imposing his will.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
Well, I'm surprised because he's a guy you have to key on for something like that. You can't let him get one that easy.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. The Celtics making a switch here. Brown's checked in. The 76ers also with a sub. Maxi's checked in. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. And Coach had a very specific message for his guys. He said, quote, control what we can control. Play our game, and the rest will take care of itself. Solid message, if you ask me.
And Allie, thanks. Up top, Brown. Brown. Whoa! Oh, my goodness!
You can tell Brown is having fun. What a phenomenal dunk artist he is.
We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Oubre passes to Maxey. Uneasy, too, on the layup. Maxey's got 20 points.
Such a flashy player. The ball control Maxey has is really impressive.
Tatum with a screen. And here's Brown for 3. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Oubre passes to Embiid. Oh, Embiid with the flush.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. On the wing, Tatum. Six on the shot clock. Ooh, the soft touch from Tatum.
And it's fun watching Tatum continue to evolve as a scorer. Beautiful touch on that teardrop.
Here's Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Uncovered. Again, Philadelphia.
And just great intensity down the stretch. I mean, he really wants to rock with the game on the line.
And that is great leadership. He certainly has that clutch gene that every team needs.
Now here's Pritchard. On the wing, Tatum. There's the triple. Rebound by Philadelphia. Oubre's got 5 rebounds in the game. Maxey with it. Oubre, a screen on Pritchard. Maxey attacking. Pritchard with a steal. It's stolen by Oubre. Maxey passes to... Oh, Embiid with the highlight of the night.
Give them credit. They fought hard to get back into it, and now they're rewarded with the lead.
All right, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, even halftime, they couldn't slow them down. They've been hitting from the mid-range, though, all game long.
Well, they've really been aggressive in the painted area. When that ball goes inside, they are attacking.
And White has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. Outside, Brown. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The 76ers have gone 8 of 9 here in the fourth quarter. Here's Edgecombe. Pass to George. 5 on the clock. Gets the 3 ball to go. George has got 21 points in the game.
And at the offensive end, George persistent and consistent.
Now White to stop the run. Good. And Brown gets the assist. Brown's got 5 assists in the game.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
And when you give up a 3, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
Now here's Hauser. Pass to White. Now Tatum. George defending. Back to White from behind the arc. It's rebounded by George. George has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Maxey on the wing. Now Embiid. The 3 from Edgecombe. The offensive rebound. Oh, gotta get a body on Embiid.
Have to take care of the defensive boards better than that.
Well, you see this all too often. The effort has to be there first.
Tatum from long range. The rebound by Embiid.
Well, his three-pointer just hasn't been there in the second half.
Now here's Maxey. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
And just a very well-built guard. You know, Maxey is so hard to slow down around the rim.
Shoot 2.
First free throw is good.
You really can't understate the energy Maxey brings to his game. Not just effort level, but his attitude and how that spreads to his guys out there.
Cadis checked in for Boston. The 76ers also with a sub. Barlow's checked in for Oubre. Both shots good from the stripe.
He's as good as it gets at the line. Pretty much automatic.
White against Maxey. Outside White. And there's the screen from the arc. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Maxey passes to Barlow. Philadelphia moving it around. Here's Embiid. And it's blocked. Now Hauser. Pass to Queta. And here's Brown. Right side White. The 3. The rebound by Embiid. The Sixers lead by 6. Here's Barlow. Maxey on the wing. Now here's Embiid. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
It doesn't get any easier than that. The defense has to play better.
Find the lanes. Find the lanes. One shot.
Here's White. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
Well, my feeling is you just want to make sure it's called consistently both ways.
Philadelphia leading by 9. Here's Barlow. Pass to Maxey. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That one on White.
He took the contact and had an opportunity to drain it.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And so he makes both from the line. So it's Boston now. 11-point game. Hauser outside. Tatum with it. To stop the drought. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid. And so it's Embiid with it. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They lead by 11. Largest margin of the game. Here's Barlow. Soft touch off the glass.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, the way this game is going, I'm actually not surprised it was that easy for him.
Now here's White. On the wing, Tatum. Just 5 on the clock. Booyah! He sinks the triple.
Yeah, the way Tatum shares the ball really completes his package.
And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Here's Barlow. Here's Embiid. And good! There's another! And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy.
Now here's Tatum. Oh, it misses. Here's Edgecombe. Now Embiid. Outside Maxey. Now Embiid. Takes a 3. And rebounded by Tatum. Now White. Here's a pass to Tatum. The crossover. And that's how you get it to go inside.
What a move by Tatum. When he's pulling these off, he's impossible to defend.
A minute and a half left in the fourth. Here's the pick. Here's George. Pulls the trigger. That misses. Celtics trail by 10. Hauser outside. Tatum. And got it! Another basket! And that gives him 51.
Making it look easy. And we don't always get to see this from Tatum, adding the sizzle to the steak.
One shot. One shot.
And that one falls for Tatum. And here is Maxey. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. George! Misses the three!
Things aren't looking good here. I mean, they need points, and they need them now.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where everything is going to have to go your way.
And it's going to be a 3-second call. Now Philadelphia with it. 7-point differential. Outside Maxey. George fires. Can't hit it.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, anything they do at this point is going to be futile. Too little, too late.
So this one belongs to the 76ers. And really, any win is a big win here in the postseason.
Yeah, every game counts now, and there's no second chances. So they must be pleased with the results.
For Grant Hill, Tim Legler, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Joel Embiid.